Welcome back to Inspils, everyone. Welcome to Sunday Night Countdown. I'm going to go over the top 5 stocks that a lot of people have been talking about as they all have high expectations for each one of these stocks. I'm going to go over PLTR, NIO, Charging Point, Penn Gaming, and DKNG, and exactly where I expect for these to be in the next month or two, and exactly how these need to break out to have a continuation breakout rather than selling off, and what exactly levels are we trying to stay above to make sure we do not have continuation sell-offs at all in these stocks. And I'll ask in return as you guys smash that like button and hit subscribe if you guys want to see more chart updates on potential breakouts that we mentioned throughout the week. So let's jump into this one. So again, I'm going to go over DKNG with you guys. I'm going to go over Penn, NIO, Charging Point, and PLTR. I want to make sure we do cover each one of these. Make sure we can have a possible recovery, which levels do we need to stay above, and what exactly has to happen. And before we get started, I want to mention that we do alert penny stock breakout alerts throughout the day. We mentioned SESN yesterday. There was no FDA approval, and we got a huge spike down to around 83 cents. And then we had a major breakout up to around $2.10, up over 100% on that breakout. We also did mention GRNV, which was another 100% breakout from around $11 that we mentioned, as you guys can see here, jumped up to around $23. So again, if you guys want to see all these breakouts throughout the day, go to instables.com in the description below. You guys will never miss a penny stock breakout alert today again. And so I'm going to jump right into this with you guys here so you guys can see DKNG on the 4-hour chart. We do have our VPVR here. Again, this is our volume profile showing us the most amount of volume that was traded within the stock's time period. And as you guys can see, we have very key resistances that are here. So we need to make sure we do stay above $48 going into this week, in my opinion. If we don't stay over $48, where we previously did have multiple bounces, and we did have a nice bounce recently with a 20-day moving average holding above the 50, it looks like we may have a continuation, but however, again, we did have that very key support that we need to hold here at $48. So we need to make sure we do hold over $48, in my opinion, with DKNG. And it looks like we are holding right above our resistance here that we do like at $52.23. If we can hold over $52 going into this week, then we could have a continuation. Again, holding over $52 is very key for us. But again, that $48 mark would be a very key stop loss if I was swing trading this one. Again, we want that very key breakout point. You guys can see here on that previous gap down, we want to make sure we do fill this gap to get that strong momentum that we're looking for, to make sure we do avoid a continuation sell-off here on DKNG, to break above that $59.90 mark. And again, to break over $60 is very key for us here on DKNG. So quick recap: to hold over $48 and to hold above $52 going into this week. And again, breaking up to $60 and holding that as a support is very key for us to have a continuation, in my opinion. As you guys can see, we do need to make sure we do fill this gap that we had from a continuation sell-off. This was also where we previously did consolidate and had our continuation breakout. So again, if we cannot hold above these levels and we do come down, again, breaking down below the $48 level, then we could be coming down and retesting this level down here around $42. And again, I would be re-entering at that point if I was going to be playing into this one. But however, again, I do like DKNG, one of my favorite long plays, and I do plan on entering into this one soon if we do get more momentum. So the next one I'm going to go over with you guys here is PLTR. And I want to go over PLTR because, again, they had positive earnings and a lot of people have high expectations for PLTR. I want to show you guys exactly what we're looking for here. So you guys can see, again, we did have positive earnings. You guys can see we have the 20-day moving average that we had breaking out from this descending wedge that we did mention. Again, we drew that line and extended it from our bull flag that we had previously from this breakout. Again, so you guys can see we have been continuously selling off. We had that breakout right above this descending wedge. We mentioned this very key resistance that we needed to break above, and it looks like we did get rejected. We came back down and we bounced off of our previous support from our previous breakout, as you guys can see. And we also do have the 20-day moving average holding above the 50 at this point in time. So if this does continue and we do have this 20-day moving average continue to curl up, which it looks like it has been, and we're going to see if that can continue, we need to make sure we can hold over this $28 mark to have that momentum. Again, PLTR, that $28 mark has been the very key resistance for quite a while. As you guys can see previously, we were waiting for this breakout at $28. So breaking over at $28 with PLTR is very key. And if we break down below $20, then I definitely would be careful, as we could have a continuation sell-off. I do like the volume that we have been getting previously. Again, that was from earnings. We did have a nice breakout. We did mention this one in the Inspils room as well on that earnings, and we had a nice breakout as well. So the next one I'm going to go over with you guys here is NIO. And I want to go over NIO because a lot of people have high expectations for NIO, including StockMo. A lot of people have been talking about NIO for quite a while. I want to go over exactly which levels we're actually trying to hold above here. I do want to make sure we do watch these levels to make sure we do have confirmations on these momentum plays. As you guys can see, we have been continuously selling off. We could not break above this level here that we did have previously from this rejection. It looks like we got a rejection here right before that breakout. So again, we could not hold above it. It looks like the 20-day moving average is curling down below the 50-day moving average, showing us more bearish momentum than bullish. But as you guys can see, we are trying to hold this very key support here. As you guys can see previously in this chart, chart, we have our VPVR showing us the most amount of volume that was traded within the stock's time period is here around 37.50. So if it does drop down below 37.50, then I would have a stop loss if I was holding this one long, in my opinion. Again, that is very bearish based on the volume that we do have. And again, there's a lot of momentum that has been lost in these Chinese stocks. So again, we could see a possible continuation sell-off. Again, this is from a swing trade perspective. As you guys can see, we're trying to bounce off of the 37.50 mark and continue on up. As you guys can see previously, we did have a low here at $31.40. So again, if we break down below 37.50, then we could be retesting this $31 mark. In my opinion, we do not want to test this resistance here that we had previously. As you guys can see, the VPVR showing us that there is not a lot of volume that was traded within the stock's time period, showing us that we may come down and retest this mark down here around $27 if we do not hold these levels here at 37.50. So, but in my opinion, to have that true momentum that we're looking for here on NIO, we need to make sure we can hold above this 53.60 mark. We mentioned this previously because the VPVR showing us the most amount of volume that was traded within the stock's time period shows us that we got rejected exactly at that point, because we could not break above that volume point. As you guys can see, we are consolidating, looking to see if we can. So in my opinion, if I was playing this one as an intraday, then I would be setting my alert here around 53.60. But however, if I was swinging this play, I definitely would be waiting for this one to consolidate a little more. Make sure the 20-day moving average does not curl down and completely ruin this chart. Make sure we can have a bounce back and at least get back over $47. You guys can see we keep getting rejected at this point. You guys can see we got rejected around $47 previously, so at least to jump over $47 to get some momentum coming into NIO would be very important. But again, breaking over 53.60 is our very key support that we are trying to hold to have that momentum, in my opinion, with NIO. But however, again, I do like NIO. Again, I do believe NIO is going to have its point in time when it decides to break out, and I don't know if that's going to be at this point or if we're going to have more consolidation and possibly another continuation sell-off because of the loss of interest in a lot of Chinese stocks. We could be coming down and possibly retesting this previous breakout point that we saw around $29. We're going to see exactly what happens here with NIO, but again, definitely play patient. Make sure the play does come to you. And again, if you believe in NIO long term, then that's different. But however, I'm talking about a swing trade perspective here. So again, the next one I'm going to go over with you guys here is another EV play, which is Charging Point. Now, a lot of people expecting for Charging Point to possibly break out. Again, this is an EV charging company, and a lot of momentum, in my opinion, could be coming out with Charging Point. As you guys can see, we still have the 20-day moving average holding below the 50. In my opinion, we at least want the 20-day moving average to cross back over the 50 to get some momentum here. As you guys can see, we have been getting a lot of sell volume recently, and we do have multiple bounces that we see here around $19. So in my opinion, to hold over $19 is exactly what we're looking out for here on Charging Point, and to break above $28 to give us some momentum. But ultimately, we want to make sure we can break over this $29.84 mark. But to break up to this point and possibly have that gap up, we need to make sure we can break above this $32.62 mark. You guys can see we did have previously consolidated. We broke out, but however, we could not hold this level here where we previously did consolidate, and we did have a continuation sell-off since then. So breaking over $32 is very key to hold as a support. Again, if we did get volume here at $32.60 on that momentum, then I would be playing into this one before it broke out at $39, in my opinion, to have that momentum play, to have that gap up here to going around $39. And the question is, why exactly would it gap up? As you guys can see, the VPVR showing us the most amount of volume that was traded within the stock's time period, showing us that there's not as much volume that was traded within this period. As you guys can see, we could have a nice gap up to this point around $39 and possibly a continuation from then if we do get that volume at that point. But however, again, volume and buy pressure is everything in every single stock, in my opinion, to have these continuations. And of course, these very key supports are very key. But when we do get momentum with those supports and with that volume is exactly what we're looking out for. So again, Charging Point, in my opinion, to hold over $19, to break over $28 coming into this week, and then to hold $32 as support, and possibly to have that gap up from $32 to $39 is exactly what we will be looking for. So again, the safer play is for PLTR to break over $40 and to play a short-term play. But however, if you guys believe in Charging Point long, then we are trying to hold above $19 ultimately. And again, this is not financial advice. This is only what I'd be doing. And the next one I'm going to go over with you guys here is PENN Gaming. And I want to go over PENN Gaming because PENN has been on quite the run recently. Again, we did have a nice spike recently with the volume that we did see. As you guys can see, we had a large volume spike. A lot of people wondering if we're going to possibly hold these levels or if we're going to possibly continue to sell off now. We do like PENN Gaming as, again, the Delta variant has been pretty serious. If we do have more shutdowns, then we're going to see an increase in all of these gaming stocks, as you guys can see. But in my opinion, gaming stocks on the long term is very bullish. But exactly which levels do we want to be entering into this? And again, this is not financial advice, but exactly what I would be doing. As you guys can see, we did have our previous continuation breakout at this point. We keep getting rejected to the downside at this point, and holding over $63 is very key. You guys can see we previously did consolidate at this point. So holding over $63 is exactly what we want to happen. As you guys can see, we did have a rejection to the downside with this doji candle that we saw here. And it looks like we do have the 20-day moving average still below the 50. But however, if we can get the 20-day moving average to cross back above the 50 with this volume that we did see and possibly break above this volume point. So again, if we do want to see more momentum and we don't want to be watching this stock, then we could set an alert here right above this volume point to have that continuation to get some momentum at some point in time. Even if we do sell off all the way down to this level around $36, and we do have a spike at some point in time. Again, we do have this very key volume point as momentum for us. So then if we do break above this volume point at any point in time, then we could have that momentum that we're looking for. So again, I would be just setting my alert here right above this volume point if I was playing this one short term. But again, if I was long on this one, I do like this one long. However, but if I was swing trading this one, then I would be waiting to see if we can hold this $63 mark and possibly get momentum and get more volume holding over the $63 mark coming into the short term play, with the 20 moving average crossing back above the 50. But however, as you guys can see, we do have some volume that has been coming in, but we don't have extraordinary volume like we saw previously in the stock. So again, we are going to be looking to see if we can get the 20 moving average to cross back over the 50, in my opinion, with the volume that we do have. If that does happen, then we could have a possible continuation. As you guys can see, the very key levels that we are trying to hold above is right here at this point that we did consolidate from. Again, the VPVR showing us that $90 is very key for us to hold above. But ultimately, in my opinion, we need to make sure we can break above this 117 mark. Obviously, that's a long way from where we are now. So again, that is not something that we're going to be waiting to play into at this point in time. If we are trying to intraday, then we could be setting an alert there for later on in the stock at any point in time that it does get there. But ultimately, in my opinion, we want to make sure we can hold over $90 at some point in time. This $90 mark is very key. We did consolidate, had a continuation sell off at this point. And again, we do need to make sure we can hold over $90 and then get to this 104 mark. Again, is our next resistance that we're trying to hold above to possibly gap up to the 117 mark. And in my opinion, if we do break up to 104, then we will probably gap up to that 117 mark and probably break new highs at that point. And in my opinion, if we do break up to this 104 mark, then we will be very bullish at this point in time. And I will be playing into this one at that point in time for sure, at least on an intraday play. So as you guys can see, to recap, we want to make sure we can hold over $63, break into $90, hold this as a support, and then break into 104 to have more confidence in this play. But in my opinion, to break over 117 ultimately would give us that bullish momentum that we're looking for. As you guys can see, we have been continuously selling off. You guys saw what happened with PLTR. We almost had the exact same movement coming all the way down, and then we broke up with the 20 moving average getting rejected. I'm going to go back to PLTR so you guys can see what I'm talking about. You guys can see we broke above this descending wedge. We got rejected at this point at $28. So we're looking to see if we can break above this point, make sure we can get the 20 moving average to cross over the 50, and then break above what I would call the $28 mark for PLTR here on PENN, is to break over $90. Again, they are both tech plays. That is why they look very similar. But however, as you guys can see, PENN has continuously been selling off recently, showing us that there may be more opportunity in this play if we do get some momentum. But however, again, PENN definitely on the watch, only on the watch in my opinion, and every one of these plays only on the watch in my opinion. But DKNG is probably my favorite out of all of them for a swing play in my opinion. This is not financial advice. This is only what I plan on doing if we do get more consolidation and get a little bit more momentum. Again, we do have the football season that is coming up, and it is a tech play, and they did buy Golden Nugget, which is absolutely insane. I cannot believe that happened. Golden Nugget has been one of my favorite stocks in a long time, and the fact that DKNG purchased Golden Nugget, in my opinion, shows a lot of bullish momentum on the long-term play. And again, with that said, if you guys want to see all our penny stock breakout alerts of the day, go to instabulls.com in the description below. You guys will never miss a penny stock breakout alert of the day again. And everybody that has been supporting the channel and in the comment section, as always, much love to every one of you guys. Everybody that's been in the Instabulls room, much love to you guys as well. You guys have been going at it every single day, and I'm very proud of you guys. Keep going at it. Much love to you guys. And again, if you guys do like this video, it does help other people find it, and it does help the channel grow. And I do appreciate it very much. And again, God bless you all, and I'll see you guys in the next video.